Shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling tonight? Let me know in the chat. Can I be heard? Put a one in the chat. All praises to the Most High. All praises. I'll start Shirley. What's going on, Wonderwana? Yeah, she always be changing her pictures. Mother Bethia, what's going on? It's like y'all was a little late. Con. Spring cleaning. You know, it's about that time, that Passover season. We got to self review. We got to do a little audit, you know. That's how we. That's why we serve a great God, because we get to revise, review, and renew continually until He sends His Son back. And that grace was afforded to us because we are the seed of Isaac, you know. And that's something that gets lost. That's something that gets lost along the way. But anyway, y'all hear what's going on with the Trumpster? The segregation law got reenacted, right? With that though, I think that's more to do with the bathrooms, with the ABC community. But it could open the gates though. You know how they get down. They got the keys over there in that so-called government that they got. What they call a government is just full of corruption. They open up doors and they don't close them. So if somebody worse than him come in, you might see whites only, coloreds only. Uh, what was it? 2025? Shoot, we might be seeing it in the near future. So we can't put our faith in this system. They disappoint us. We can't put our faith in this system, man. They're gonna disappoint you every time. Hey, it's me again. Shalom, sister. Shalom. What's going on? All praise to the Most High. Yo, but before we begin, how was y'all week? I wish y'all, you know, fought here valiantly. I know this life, man. This life is crazy. We go through our ups and downs, but for us to rally here, for us to be our spot, to come in, on the Wednesday nights, on the Friday nights, on last Thursday night was a powerful class, and on the Saturday Q&As, and soon to come Sundays. Man, we got a full roster for y'all. But we come here to rally. We come here to rally and to get our spirits up, because there's a lot of stuff going on in Israel and in this world that's gonna dissuade us. You know, yeah, we got to be enduring. We got to be enduring. It's not a race. It's not a race at all. It's a marathon. It's a marathon. It's not a race at all. It's a marathon. Every week, every single week, man, we got our enemies fighting hard against us. But we're gonna be all right. That's why we got to clean the house. You got too much clutter in your house. You can't move. You can't move freely in your house. You can't move freely in your mind. Your mind is a reflection of the state of your house. Your house is a reflection of the state of your mind. You know? So we can't move and clutter. We can't be double-minded in this thing. We gotta look. Some of y'all are getting up there, right? We've been on this thing for about 3 years strong now, right? And sometimes you got to re-examine things. Sometimes the Most High puts you and sits you down for certain reasons, especially with the COVID. Well, what I like to call the Covisha. uh, no, but sometimes, man, the Most High makes the world stop so you can self-examine yourself. So we got to make these opportunities worthwhile. We got to get in these scriptures. Hey, okay, okay. Yeah, write that down, write that down. Yeah, revive, renew, review. Yeah, that we gotta do a constant review. We gotta do a constant renewal. Remember, you're talking to a brother that played football for like half his life. You know, the saying in the football world was next man up. You know, it's almost like, what have you done for me lately? You know, terrible way to live, by the way. You can't give nobody their flowers because you're trying to replace them. You know, so there is a competitive spirit in me, um, but there's a competitive spirit in us all, and we gotta know how to hone that and tone that and own that. You know, but revive, renew, review, excellent, excellent. But yeah, man, you hear that segregation law, man. Listen, man, segregation was great because we depended on each other. We knew who our enemy was. It was right out there in the open, you know. If you review our later videos from years ago, all praises to the Most High, time flies. You know, we talked about the destruction of the black family, and we had part one, part two. We had like four parts to it, you know. So we talk about those things, and these are truly our enemies here. No matter how high we get up in this place, we always gotta come to the fact that not all of us is gonna come to this table called the American dream, which is turning into a nightmare day by day. I mean, you got listen. I know some of the migrants as our people. I got friends that was I got a couple friends that was Venezuelan, like friends. You know, like 8 hours a day in school, friends in high school. But you got real deal sex offenders walking around like normal people. Um, and to be naive out here is almost sudden death, man. We got to be protected. We got to be prayed up, man. We got to be up on it. You know, we can't be too comfortable. Even if we got something, especially if you got things, you know, in this country, you know, it's haves and have nots, and that line's getting separated. So we really got to be careful out here. What'd you say? I enjoy being around people like me. I grew up with only so-called blacks. Con, con, con. You know, it's good to be around your people. Shoot, I was out here in the in the suburbs. You know, I had to go to a HBCU to be around my people. You know, I had to get myself right. Sometimes you got to be around your people, good, bad, and ugly. Sometimes being around different nations of people changes you a little bit too. You might get out of place. That's why separation, segregation ain't even all that bad. Bring it on. If you're gonna put up them signs, that's better for us. That's better for me. Because I know who you really are. You saying whites only, blacks only in your household, you might as well say it out in your businesses. This is just federal contracts. So it's not going to be like a McDonald's. Like I said before, a lot of people, they create the content. A lot of people is YouTubers. So they, you know, they hyping it up. But I believe it's just for right now. It's just for all that transgender stuff. But in the future, like I said, they leave the door open. They leave that door open. They left reparations, the reparations bill open. I think what was it, HR bill something like 140. They leave that open, but all they want to do is do a study. What do you mean? You owe us like a trillion plus. You could start right there, right? But you want to study it. Yeah, man. It's nice outside. It's springtime. All praises. The grass is getting green. It's truly becoming a new year, because we see the renewal, and it reflects in nature. It reflects in nature, man. So hopefully, all of y'all is kind of getting over the winter. getting that vibe to match the scriptures. You right? We're in a spirit of renewal. We see that warm wind circulating late at night, and when we wake up, it's getting warmer. You see the morning dew, right? Those spots and those freckles on that on that grass, and it feels like it's endless when you look at it from an angle. And that's us, man. We're those little speckles, a dew, scattered amongst all the nations across the four corners of this earth. And you know, whether how hard it is, man, we got to come out and we got to push this truth, man. We got to press live. We got to go live with it because we got a love for our people that's unmatched. We got a desire to teach that's unmatched. We got to wake our people up. I'm in Chicago. This probably the last bastion. This is the hardest place for brothers to get along, and it's been like that since I was cognizant of this, man. Like since I was 12, it's been very hard to hold friends. It's been very hard to keep relationships. It's been very hard to overcome the shadiness, the double talk. You understand? And these things run parallel because we all just people, man. We all just people. What does the house represent that we're cleaning? Anybody know what I'm getting at? What's the house represent that we're gonna be cleaning? it ain't Q&A. I just want to marinate so I can pace. You understand? But for those of y'all that are just joining, our temple, Khan. Okay. You got another one that's kind of like a temple. That's more personal. Well, our temple is personal, but what I'm trying to get at, Badala Chadash, man, that system that was excellent. Our temple, our house, our family is not only our temple, but our house as men and as women too. You got to be responsible for your child's temple, and y'all got a crazy job. That's crazy hard job. I mean, I don't want to be too explicit on here, but this is a very perverse country. And on this here internet, it's not secure. And even though you could raise up your child the way he or she could go, their temple is very, very vulnerable. It's like a sponge, their temple, meaning their mind, absorbing things, learning things constantly. So you women have to be on the watch out for the children as well, too, in this thing. Because you never know that damn Edomite might be a super freak, might be 13, show your daughter something that she ain't never seen, right? Check the search history. I'm not trying to get all the way there, but y'all know what I'm hitting at. And it can happen just like that, and it could be more addictive than crack cocaine. You understand? And they got confessionals online right now how that messed them up when they were young and how they just rebounded in their 20s. This country is something else. These devices are wicked. We got to watch. We got to watch. We got to pay attention. We got to be on guard with our temple. We got to be on guard with our temple. So the water for bringing that out, the water for the participation. That was an excellent answer. Excellent answer. All right. So we got to remember the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and 6 are verse of the night. You were sold to the nations. Some of y'all, a little weird. Y'all want to save the nations that we were sold to, but we were sold to them, but not for our destruction. People skip over that. Why? Why are we here? Why are we here? We're here to learn, right? Y'all see me? Why are we here? We're here to learn. You don't really learn when you win as a football player. You learn when you lose. That's when you really learn. But are you man enough to show up the next day to work? That's really the thing. That's really the thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it right there. Can you show up the next day, man, and rebound? I like to use words and verbs, right? A lot of us are babies. 5 years is a long time. It's a long time, especially for a man to undergo change, to triumph over temptation. You understand? A year is a long, long, long time. Is it not? So, what are you going to be brushing up on this year to make sure that your election is sure? Because there's always things to work on. I played defensive end for a little bit, right? Sure, I can bend around the tackle, but my first step is slow. I got to work on that. I'm a little high when I take my second step. I got to get my shoulder pad level ready on that second step. I got a long way to go. Sure, I got 10 sacks, but 15, now you making noise. But how can we get that 15? You understand? It's things that we got to work on. We got to work on ourselves continually, annually. And we have a God that does what? That teaches us what? On fire tonight, sister. Teaches us what? To revive ourselves, to renew ourselves, and to review ourselves. This is accountability. This is humility. Look at all of these nice words that just skip over our head, right? Look at all these nice words that just skip over our head, not knowing that these are the components in the building blocks of eternal life. This is why we're here to learn, right? You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because we moved the Most High to wrath, man. And we were delivered to our enemies, the so-called white man, to our enemies, all these nations, man, that schemed and plotted and stole and hid and still hide to this day our true identity. All the silver and all the gold are ours. We are the gold and silver. You remove us from this economy falls. And it goes on throughout all the superpowers of the so-called earth, man. Or this earth. And these so-called superpowers, we have the superpower. Right? Isaiah 54:17. He's the one that had it in the mind of Einstein and all the people in the Manhattan Project to split that atom to create a big, massive chain reaction, which is what we call the nuclear bomb. And it will be used in due time. But before it's time, let's do some spring cleaning. Amen. Let's do some spring cleaning, right? Proverbs 24:3. Through wisdom is a house builded, right? So we have to use our wisdom. But let's go into it deeper. Let's go into it deeper. How's the foundation of the house, right? I said the temple could also represent the house. Not only are you responsible as a man, and even maybe even as a single mother with two little boys, it's going to be hard, but you got a responsibility to put that Bible in their face, especially if you know what it's working with. You got a responsibility, man. Just lay that thing out there and let it do what it do. Sometimes when you push too hard, The pushback is even harder. Sometimes you just gotta let the spirit flow. That's what I've been learning in my 36 years on this earth. Is just let the spirit flow with this thing. You know, I added on to me or subtracted from me things. Subtraction can multiply. Subtraction could surpass addition and it could multiply. I said subtraction instead of being added on all the time. I want another wife. I want another car. I want another house. Let's remove something from ourselves this year. Let's be in a spirit of cleaning. Cleaning is to remove, to remove the dust off the ground, to remove the smell that leaks through in the garbage, right? You leave that garbage sitting right, you open up the door, first thing you smell is the lingering smell of the garbage. That needs to be removed. That needs to be cleaned. You can't expect the Most High to dwell when things are lingering with stink. The stink is sin, right? We want to make sure we operate a clean operation, right? That's the key to perfection, too, is cleanliness. What did it say? Clean dunk. That was a clean dunk. That was a clean block. Right? It's clean. It's perfect. It's swift. It's to the point, and it's with conviction. But through wisdom, a house is built, man, and the house has got to be built on that foundation of Hamashiach Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus Christ. You know, that's first and foremost. Well, we forget to build that house on that foundation. We forget to build that house on that foundation. You know, we got to understand that foundation, it represents a family, it represents life. You know, it's a big responsibility. I feel that sometimes in our nation we try to add to the family too quick. You know, almost like if you had a successful restaurant, a good menu, 10 items, everything is under $7. Line out the store and everything. But instead of solidifying the spot, you expand. And now you have 3 stores. Now you have 3 managers, but they're far away. You can only watch and tend over maybe 2. Maybe you have 2 good managers and 1 bad, maybe 1 still and under the table, but you don't know because you only interviewed 1 time. Maybe you have a hiring manager nowadays and you on vacation all the time in Barbados or Tobago, where I'm trying to go, and you just chilling, not knowing that manager up in Aurora or up in Des Plaines or up in Evanston, right, is pocketing about $20 every 5 customers. It adds up. We got to keep an eye. We can't expand too quickly. We got to use wisdom. We got to solidify the spaces that we build, man. We got to cherish the blocks that we build on. We have to make sure that remains intact. Because if we expand and we expand too fast and we have no structure and we can't take accountability, it could all fall down. But that'll be later. So, what are the building blocks? What's the tone you're setting in your body? What's the tone that you're setting throughout the house? What's the tone? What's the tone in your friendships? What can your friends do to you and not do to you? What do they trespass against? Obviously, you're always continually forgive because we have the spirit of Hamashiach Yahushua. But what's the tone, man? What's the tone of what people talk to? We can't control Israel. We can't control what people do, but we can control what we do, and we can at least give people, you know, especially our family, guidelines to adhere by, especially if it's coming from thus saith the Lord. That's why the man's instruction is so important, especially when it's coming from thus saith the Lord, because that instruction is going to save that child. You know, if you preach and think hastily, think before you do, you know, actions speak louder than words. We're going to get into those things. Maybe the child won't be so impulsive and chase the basketball down the street because you taught that in him, right? To look the both ways. But you didn't order it, you didn't demand it, right? It was in the delivery. It's in the delivery, kings, priests, and lords, and how you operate in and out of the household, you know? And it's how you talk to people too as well. And it's how you talk to your wives. And it's how you talk in your profession, in all of your vocations, in all of the things that you're passionate in. You should be trying to clean up house. You should be trying to revive, renew, and review. It's powerful right there. You said it better than me. All praises to the Most High. So that's kind of the tone that we're setting for tonight. This thing, you know, with me, the ones that's been here, all the sisters on here right now, you know, I'm character all the way. I'm what you do in the dark all the way. I'm how you carry yourself all the way. And I say that because when you live amongst the nations, image is important. But we'll bring that back up, right? So we have to set standards and goals, right? And what's the ultimate goal? To reach the height of Yahushai. And what's the height of Yahushai? Right? Let's get Revelations 19 and 16. Revelations 19 and 16. We have to set goals. We have to set standards. You understand? But this should be the ultimate standard. You know, not 50K on YouTube and all streaming. Not to get everybody to give $50 tithes. Not to get 10,000 women in your house. Okay? Let's go back to the basics. I know, you know, still fairly a young man. We get the Jones in the bones in a little bit because there's a lot of greatness for us in the future. Don't get me wrong. There is, but we're not there yet, right? I know Shahrazad Ali. You remember one of them sitcoms? She was like, polygyny is cool, but we ain't there yet as a people. And some of us ain't there yet. Right. And whatever some of your lust may be, you might not be able to handle it. But the ultimate goal is what? Revelations 19 and 16. He hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, talking about your so-called Jesus Christ. He had a name written, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. Right, the chief priest had said this to me about 3 years ago when we was in Passover, man. Oh no, I think that was even when I first got it. When I, yeah, man. He said we gotta elevate. We gotta elevate, brothers. No more niggas on the block. The set that you claim. The Most High owns the 5 and the 6. Make no mistake about it. It's time to leave the childish things alone. The ultimate goal is to be a lord and a king and a prince. A lady That's a title. Women, a lady. I'll put my life on the line for a lady because a lady represents the community well. And I would die for a good image. A good image is looked upon, it's relished. A good image is remembered. How many people remember Selena? That was a good image, right? Before they was about to corrupt her. A good image is remembered for a long time. That's why you want to have a good name in this thing. Relax, take your time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Not a sprint at all. What else we got? Right. So in his name, King of Kings. Okay, her song every day. God. So yeah, this is his name, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. This is what we gotta operate in. When we're around each other, brothers, we gotta be in our kingship and our lordship. I don't want to hear the N word. I want to hear Lord. I want to hear King. Elevate. Even the sisters. Esau bump into him. I want to hear you say, "How dare you touch me, you peasant?" And let him know. Let him know his place when you are in that public. It doesn't have to be camp. It doesn't have to be camp. It could be be your everyday walk. They know who you are. They know who your woman is. They know who your children are and how you represent yourself and how you carry yourself. That's truly letting your light shine. When the nations fear you, just for walking with your family, that's when you know you got it. When everybody's in order, that's when you got these nations shook. That's the most powerful thing walking down this street is a black family unit, so-called black family unit. You're not black. You're a different shade of brown, just like I am, right? Shabbat Shalom. I got 2 months. On. Shabbat Shalom. What's up? Kana. Kana. Aqua. Con. So what else we got? Yeah, so it's a maturation process. It's a maturation process. All right. And it will forever be a marathon and a race of endurance. It's a tally of how many times you could rise and how many times you stayed on the ground. How many times, brothers and sisters, that we stayed on the ground? Get back up. Get back up. Get back up. Get back up. You got to know who you are. You're allowed to get back up. You're required and demanded and commanded to get back up. You got to get back up for your family. You got to get back up because they're going to keep putting dirt on your name, Israel. You got to get back up. You got to get back up and you got to rise. You got to trust. You got to trust. You got to put your rest in the Most High. Don't doubt the strength that you have, man. And don't let the notoriety get in your head, you know. We got to clean house. We got to clean house, man. Before we trip on something up in there, right? We got to clean house, man. Sure, the house might be getting bigger, but you got more to clean, though, don't you? Yeah, man. It goes hand in hand all the way through. The thing they fear is our unity. Of course, sister. Of course. That's what this thing is all about, is our unity. That's what this whole thing is about. And that's why we got to clean house. spring cleaning. I seen a family actually doing it in their car. It was the daughter, the mother, and the father, right, cleaning the house together, and it was a good sight. It was a pleasant sight to see. It was a pleasant sight. It was another nation, but it was a pleasant sight to see that family unit working together. You know, that's what we got to be. I know we don't dictate our image. That's the hardest part because we can't control our image. Shalom, brother. Shalom, Lord. It's my brother. Yeah, man. We get our lordship, and that's how we address each other up here in AOC because we're kings and we're priests and we're lords and it's a high honor. It's such a high honor to know a brother like Nawa, to know that he's in my corner if I call him. You know, the things that he had taught me, the classes I had read for him, you know, the counsels, the support. These are the things that make a foundation of a house strong. This is real family. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. It's real family. Right. So in all aspects of your life, man, apply the word. You know, sometimes we get so in battle mode and we're a battle axe, but we can't cut everybody's head off. You know, we can't cut everybody's head off, man. Because then what happens? We swing and we swing and we swing and we might cut ourselves. We might cut ourselves because it is a double-edged sword and it's very, very sharp. So we have to be careful on how we wield this thing. We have to be careful. But into the meat of the class. Into the meat of the class. I want to talk about this word called circumspectly. I want to talk about this word, man. It's deep. It's a deep word. And I like the verbs, man. I like the verbs. Because sometimes, the scriptures is nice, but sometimes, I don't know. Maybe it's the verbs. Because we know we got them thick noggins. you know. So maybe the verbs can get through if you can't remember the scriptures, you know. I came up with what the fire analogies and everything. We just pulling out all the stops for Israel because when we get blinded in the heat of the moment, that's when the test is. That's when the test is. You can talk about it all you want to, but you got to pass that test, and it's going to come if you're talking about it. So we got to practice some of these things that we're going to come across with this word circumspectly. Because this is why I'm doing this, because words are actions, right? Words are thoughts, but they're actions. They can become actions, okay? I hate you can become an action, right? I love you can become an action. Okay, bet I'm gonna prove you wrong can become an action. And we know how Israel is. They gonna make you want to act. But we're not gonna act a fool. What's with Ephesians tonight? I got Ephesians too. I got Ephesians too. I'll pop out 5 and 8. You want to get 5 and 8? I got you. All right, hold on. Sometimes we can't remember scriptures. Sometimes we can't apply it in our everyday, and that's okay, right? We make mistakes. We break the laws every day. We're not gonna act holier now over here. All right. Verbs are actions. It is the actions. The act can be good or bad. Okay. Unrighteous or righteous. You got to decide. You have to decide. And you're probably going to be in the dark. You're going to be alone. You're going with people that's Gentile. You're gonna be in these different situations in your walkway, and you're gonna have to make a choice. It's gonna be quick. So I just want to get some verbs up in here. I'm more, I like the breakdowns, but I like the verbs too. So you got to decide, man. What's the remedy against sin? I mean, it's a question, but what's a remedy against sin? Any right answer is probably going to be a right answer. Any answer is going to be a right answer. Right? In reference, I guess starting with verse 8. Oh, okay. Well, let's. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that right now. But a remedy against sin is care and caution. Because sometimes we might do want to do something to somebody because Israel in the world, your boss, your coworker, your wife, your husband, your children, they might provoke you. They might provoke you, right? But you gotta use care and you gotta use caution. Because depending on what you do, you might lose that person forever. Especially if it's a family, if it's related to family. All right. But let's get that. Let's get that. And then we'll get verse 15. Let's get that here. Let's lock in. Shalom, everybody, man. Friday night, evening class. What's going on? I'm so happy to be here. Y'all do not understand. Man, we fought. We persevered through these hard winter months. Once again, we back at the climax of this thing. Man, it's gonna be a great one, man, for Israel. Lots of straight throat check, right? Hold on, let's get it. King James, Ephesians 5:8. Right. So Ephesians 5:8, right? For we were sometimes, for you were sometimes darkness without order, without instruction, in the world, following these customs, man. Up in high school, doing everything, following instead of leading, but not knowing though. Just in darkness, man. The Most High didn't wake you up. But now ye are light in the Most High. You have instruction. You know, at least you know a way. You know that you could take a couple steps towards the right direction. And one of those steps is going to be repentance. And another one is going to be knowing that the Most High and how shall I look like you and near his family. But the hardest part is how you gonna put the left foot in front of the right foot. And once you do that, you got to pick up the left foot again and put it in front. And you got to put the right foot in front of the left. Right? And you got to march. And over this thing called endurance, let's break it all the way down. You're not just marching in one speed. It's a life. It's your body. It's going to break down. It's going to wear down. It needs to repair itself. You might need to rest. You might need to set up a camping site. You got to conserve. I know brothers now all the time now I'll be like, yo, don't burn yourself out, Ottawa. Don't burn your no. I got to read this whole Bible tonight. Tonight I'm finna do it, man. Right? But you can't do that, man. You can't burn yourself out on this trail. Can't burn yourself out, man. Gotta take your time. Because now we children of the light now. It's a different game now. And the children of the light, 2025, we got that spotlight on us. So now we gotta really button this thing up. We gotta really button this thing up. Let's go down to 15. 15. Ephesians 5 and 15. See then that walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Obviously, that's the opposite of a fool, right? So we're not talking about walking with stupidity. We're not talking about, you know, anything of that nature. We're not talking about walking any way other than righteous. But what's circumspectly? Let's get that. Because like in the spirit of Yabatazar, sometimes we look over those big words, right? I didn't know what that meant, so I wanted to know what it means. So, because I ain't come across that. I read Ephesians, but like I said, you got to keep reading, and just because you read it one time doesn't mean you get the complete understanding. You might never get the complete one. That's why we got to wait till Yahushua comes back. So we can't be so. I mean, yeah. You got your breakdowns. That's solid. This goes with that in that order, and that's the way because that's just the smoothest way, and that's okay. But some things, the dark sands, some of the disagreements we have in our nation that are destroying us, by the way. Told y'all about that spirit, man. And coming from a football background, that debate, the competition, let me tell you, you want to destroy your enemy. The debater becomes the enemy and you want to destroy them. If you do it enough, everybody becomes your enemy. You're going to see all red, and it defeats the purpose, man. It defeats the purpose. We have to, balance, balance, balance. It can't be all about that because there's a certain toll that takes, and there's a certain spirit that comes on that. Trust me, there is. Y'all don't want to meet Coach Burrows. Mess up on a play. Y'all telling y'all, man, it's wild out here, man. It's wild. Circumspectly, right? What are one of the things? Synonyms. To walk cautiously. To walk cautiously. Some of us are naive. Me being naive, right? People in Israel sometimes not going to be your friend. People are juxtaposed for position, just in everything, just in your job. People are juxtaposed for position in your job. People are going to be juxtaposed in position in your church. People are going to be juxtaposed in position, trying to get a tip. When you talk about the restaurant industry, right? I don't want to say the other thing. I just came to my mind. But, people are going to be man. They're going to be trying you because everybody here worships the dollar. So we got to be cautious. We got to be cautious, man, because this whole famous viral thing, it's definitely a stumbling block. People could lose sight. So we just got to stay focused. We got to use caution. That's another synonym for circumspectly. 1 Timothy 5 and 22. I'll pace it. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling tonight, man? Y'all like the class so far? We talking about spring cleaning. We like to do self-reflection and introspection over here on the Fridays. Cause this is Friday night. This is Friday. You know how many people are living in their lusts right now? You know how many people is living? I know 8 people right now that ain't living in their lust, that's humbling themselves, and that's practicing, man. We are practicing. That's why we're here. We're practicing. We're practicing because this life goes quick. We all broke. We all in debt. they putting the financial boot on our neck, and they always have, and we don't care. You know, resilient, resilient. Israel, you're resilient, and you don't know it. You don't know it, but you are resilient, man. We gonna overcome these things and these waves. They're not gonna crash this house that we building. You know, you're so resilient. In your respective communities, they need you wherever you are that are on this class. They need you to be resilient for them. They need you to walk circumspectly. Don't you love that, man? Don't you love how this stuff just rhyme? Don't you love how the Most High just be rhyming to you? Guarded, guarded. What y'all talking about? Oh, Mother Bethia, what you got? King, Thawada. All praise, all the honor and glory goes to the Most High. Thawada, I'm just, you know what I'm saying, a lucky vessel, man. Carefully, very carefully. We got to proceed with caution. We can't dive straight in. Some of us are lucky. We dove straight in and got exactly what we wanted. We got exactly what we wanted. What you talking about, sister? Calm with a broken ankle. 9 pins in a plane. I walk circumspectly. Woo! She says she walks circumspectly with caution, with care, right? With attentiveness. Yeah. Come. Oh, aspect. Okay, come. Okay. And that's how I move now in every aspect of my life because you do. Because if you move too fast, right? Like me, hate being in a rush. Hate it. Always lose something. Lose a notebook. Forget my little old cell phone. You know, uh, whatever. Forget the mouse. Gotta move carefully. We gotta be patient. This world was made for our sakes. You see? Slow down. Be in that constant communication. Father, tell you I was trying to point me out my keys. I'm freaking out. I don't know why I'm doing it. And I'm murmuring and I'm cursing, and that's not like me. Hold on. Let me go back in the recesses of my mind because I just yelled at my wife right now. And now I got everybody upset and I can't find my keys and I gotta just let me retract my steps. Let me take 3 deep breaths and I'm gonna find my keys in your name. You understand? That's that's how we gotta move. That's how we gotta move, especially when no one's watching us. You know. I'm just trying to give you, I like to give like examples of how to apply it. I don't like to do thou shalt not, and walk away scathed and unclean like I did something. I didn't do nothing. I'm sorry, I ain't do nothing. I'm trying, I'm trying obedience. Con obedience. That's another thing. We don't, we don't want to follow proper protocol, but at our work, we do. We do. We email first. We call the manager. We double tap the phone, leave a voicemail, and everything. And we CYA for those that know, right? Guarded. 2 John 1:8. Watch yourselves, Mother Bethia, right? Watch yourselves that you do not lose what we accomplished as a group. This whole nation of people, the whole collection of yours truly that everybody has come to know. It's we make this as a nation, and that's what's being lost sight. Everybody wants to, well, you know, it's ushering into the digital. Like, I woke up on YouTube, but it's really digital now. It's really digital. I haven't seen just solid views, just class versions get so many views. Like the views from the camps and the classes is kind of evening out because people are getting used to it now. Remember, you got to see it. Men, you got to have that foresight. What's the next move now? What's the next highway in the byway now? What's the next app now? These are all things, you know. Keep your mind on the business of the Most High. You know, keep your mind on the business of the Most High. That's another way to keep your house clean too as well. What's your mission statement? What's your mission statement? I'm bringing this out early, but what's your mission statement, right? I've been in this truth since 2018, even a little bit earlier. But what's my mission statement? I'm in Chicago. I like to believe it's the last frontier because we don't get along. I'm Deuteronomy 28 and 54 until the wheels fall off because that's all I see. Our people don't love each other because we don't know that we bear the image of the Most High. Slowly but surely we waking up. But if we got the world to do drill, we can get the world to, put on some fringes and act righteous and not just present righteous, right? Because that's faking the funk, is it not? We got to come all the way through. We got to be 100 all the way through. Let's focus on being 100 all the way through in all aspects of our life, right? So we're talking about being guarded. We're talking about what? Obedience. We're talking about being careful with our walk. Some of us just want to sprint. We go, oh, I want, man, I know how to break down 316. Yeah, cuz watch this. And you do a little 100-yard dash. All right. All right. Well, yeah, the 200 too. And what you know about the 100 and the 200, I ran track too. But y'all all game. You can count your steps in the 200, more than you can the 100. It's all about the get out and the get off in the 100. So you spend a lot of energy in the beginning when you talk about the 100 because it's a sprint. But if you ran the 200, you won't have nothing left in the tank. You expended it all. And in the 3 and the 4 as well, you wouldn't make it. You wouldn't make it around the lap. So we got a 220. Oh, you ran sprint? Oh no, that was the 200. That's my favorite one. That's why I love. I don't love that she a little lesbo, but I do like Sha'Carri though. I do like Sha'Carri. Shout out to Dallas, Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like I love that 200. I know when I did have a Facebook, I used to post heavy Noah Lyles because that dude, man, yeah. But you gotta pace yourself though with that 200. Though you can't just go all out because it's gonna look good until you turn that corner. But you gotta practice running that curve. What's that curve? It's that learning curve, man. How to deal with people, how to deal with your family. You know, you run around that curve too fast, you might know not to learn something. You know. But anyway, before I get too far, let's go back. What is circumspectly? See ye walk circumspectly, cautious, guarded, right? Guard. Ephesians 6 and 11. Put on the full armor of the Most High. So you will be able to stand firm against the schemes of the adversary, of the devil. You understand? And how do you put on the full armor? It's order. a great support system, right? And strong brotherhood. That's how you put on the full armor in this context of this class. Because it does, if it takes a village to raise a child, and we're children in the truth, it's going to take elders. Sometimes a whole bunch of 27-year-olds aren't going to do it. Sometimes it's going to take a 40-year-old. It's going to take a 36-year-old. It's going to take a 55. It's going to take a 67 or a 76. It's going to take everybody to rile us up together because we are stubborn and we are stiff-necked, right? We're spitting with madness and blindness. We don't know nothing, even though we think we know everything. You can't tell us nothing. But it's a beautiful challenge, though, isn't it? it's a beautiful challenge, though, isn't it? Because I don't want to deal with nobody else. Israel, you're difficult. You're wicked. You irritate me. I'm irritating. But I won't want to deal with nobody else. You understand? Okay, we on one. Con, I used to play practice with Jim Brown's son. Okay. Jimmy Brown, football. Okay. That's all I got. Okay, cool. Okay. I know those brothers in Florida was chasing around those cottontail rabbits to get fast. You was running with Jim Brown's son. Okay. You know, my dad actually from Ohio too. Um, I don't want to dox or nothing like that, so I won't say where. But yeah, they I think my uncle, my godfather was a Cleveland Brown for a little bit. Yeah, he played running back too. Yeah. See, you know, I got that. Yeah, I was trying to run like Walter Payton, you know. But yeah, Jim Brown is awesome. Jim Brown is awesome. All praises to the Most High, man. But he's got a good name. He's got a good name, that Jim Brown. All right. You can say what you want. Got a good name. Stood in the face of white supremacy at that time too. Got a good name, man. Got a good name. That's what it's about, man. This good name. The breakdowns is cool, but this good name, man, that's what it's about, man. Leaving something behind too. That's what it's about. Attentiveness. Got to be attentive, man. That you know how we do, man. Don't be the one to bear false witness. And then we're gonna move on. We got to be on one's guard. You got to guard yourself. If you're a special stone, right, out of 12,000, out of 144,000, if you're truly an elect, guard yourself, man, because it's gonna try to ruin you. They're gonna try to ruin you in this thing. So you got to be on your guard. You got to play this thing soft. Play it soft. Stay on the sidelines for a little bit. I know you're gonna be itching, but just stay on the sidelines. Stay on the sidelines for a little bit, man. Don't be too hasty with this thing. You know, practice patience. And the Most High is gonna let you know when the time's right. All right. Be heedful. Hanging out with the wrong crowd. All right. Hanging out with the wrong crowd. I know we want to, we had the spirit of Mashiach Yahushua. Hang out with the wrong crowd. It's a challenge. They're Gentiles. You had a good camp. You had a great camp. You had a great camp, brother. Now you go into the shop. You know who they're. You know, questionable characters, but you want to let your light shine. Sometimes you could get burned, right? Acts 19, right? Sometimes you think you might be ready for all that, but you might get whooped by that demon. running out naked and embarrassed, right? So just take your time. Take your time with this thing. Take your time with this thing. Hey, Danny Longwolf, what's going on, brother? What's going on? Leaving that good image is a good goal, man. It is a good goal because we need it. Oh my lord, we need it. Right? There's probably people in your family that's not in this thing because of the image being portrayed. But we always had a bad image, and the prophet has no honor in this country. So we gonna get flack, you know. But some of that stuff is self-inflicted. If we could reduce that, that would be great. Right? Because it's we. It's we. It's not me. It's we. We're all a part of this thing. So we gotta remember that. All right. 106, good on time. All right, cool. How's everybody feeling? How's everybody feeling tonight, man? I'm so glad. I'm so glad to be here, y'all. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad to be black. Oh man. I'm so glad the Most High listening. Yahweh Shai listening. You know. If you feel like Yahweh Shai ain't listening to you no more, man, that's something else. You don't ever want that feeling, man. Because then you alone for real. So don't ever lose sight of that, man. We want to keep our connection with Yahweh Shai. That's all we got, man. That's our mediator, yo. That's our mediator, yo. We gotta know that when we send something up, some way, somehow it's being received. Some way, somehow. Yeah, leave that good. Okay, gone. Okay. My sister's from Ohio. Representing. Feeling so wild. We are all shades of brown. I know that's right. Brown royalty. Yeah. Yeah, we all. Don't let this whole thing with the immigrant thing pit us apart, man. That's a whole strategy. That's a whole strategy, man. Everybody that was supposed to be here is meant to be here, right? Because that's how this thing is moving. That's how it's moving. There's a lot more too when it comes to this circumspectly, but I just wanted to add some verbs to your actions that you're gonna be dealing with in day-to-day life. You know, being guarded, being attentive, moving slowly, being heedful, right? Being cautious, because all that you don't want to rush in with the men, right? Woman got red flag, but you're blinded because of the beauty. You're not using caution. You're not being attentive to the red flags. Everybody wants to talk about relationships, right? The so-called red pill, right? You got to guard. You know, it plays into the relationships too, man. It plays into everything. It's the so-called. This is life. This is life. This is real life. Yes, yes. Deuteronomy and 6. That's me. Guess what? I got a 9 to 5 too. You know, I gotta operate. I gotta operate in my vocations, in my professions that I have. I gotta operate. I gotta move in and out. I gotta have peace. It's not the time for war yet. I gotta be peaceable. Gotta move in and out. So-called white man doesn't have a KKK hood. He don't have it. He has a suit and tie. Yep. He has a suit and tie. I don't know who he is. So we gotta be strategic. We gotta be strategic in this thing. We gotta be strategic. But I like the image that I was going with. Listen, hold on. Am I there yet? Maybe not. But I'm gonna bring it up. Oh, what we got? That's how I move. Shoot. Yeah, man, that's how you gotta move. You gotta stay out the way. Listen, mother. All right. We set apart. That's the whole thing. We set apart. That's how we're supposed to move in the first place. They supposed to want to be like us so bad. That's why I was segregation back? Segregation back? Please put up that whites only. Please put up that white. I'll quit my job right now. Get a food truck and everything. Please put that whites only up. I dare you. I dare you. I triple dog dare you put that whites only up. We put it up. That's all I gotta say. Put it up. Put it up. Don't nobody know how to support our people but our people. Put it up. I dare. They like, yo, should we put this up? You know what them niggas are now. You know what them niggas are now. I don't know. I don't know, Trump. I don't know. They you know, buyer beware now. Buyer beware. That's all I gotta say. And one they are not like us. I gotta pair both of these mouses together. Okay, Con, I keep talking. Big Con, Big Con. They are not like us. They are not, and they are not. But we have. See, Wonder Woman. That's the thing. That's why I was talking about the image. We gotta sometimes, especially if you got a family too as well. When you move with the family, you gotta understand when you move and you outside with your family that you've been instructing back in the day, right? Back in the day, you got your mom. Maybe she's single mom or whatever. Maybe she had a boyfriend or whatever. You know, or you get your real father. Whatever the case may be, when you go out, what do? You gotta be on your best behavior. You gotta practice your table manners, right? You gotta let it show that you are class personified, right? And that's what we got to do here in this truth. We got to show that we are class personified through our women, through our children, and through our men. That so-called white woman should be on Hebrew Israelite garments.coms everywhere trying to get sisters garments. There should be sisters. This should be white. Vera Wang should be trying to copy Wonder Woman's garments and Mother Bathia's garments because it's so desirable, because y'all set the tone for that. For real, for real. I mean, as men, we set the tone for the other men around the world. That's why we're responsible for all these Europeans wearing the baseball caps when y'all play soccer. No, they get it from us, right? You have a chance to influence the world too, not just with your outstanding enrollment in college, right? And some of the things that the Most High bless you with here in His kingdom, in your beautiful singing voices, you understand? In your radiance, your beauty. You are the envy of this world, but you gotta represent yourself like that. You have to represent yourself. You are a powerful weapon in our community. You know? And it don't take that much. Image don't take a lot. Maybe what ladies like maybe 2 hours. When you really want to show up, right? Or maybe half a day, you gotta go to the salon, right? But having these people, man, look at us, man. Knowing that we get see, that's why I like Malcolm X. Because how he talked in the English, he talked better than the so-called white man. How could you do that? How could you be better than the so-called white man at this English? How could you command it in a way that's more powerful than him? That's why he scared them, because of his intelligence. I was 13 when I realized that. You understand? Isaiah. Oh yeah, Con. If you got scriptures, just post the whole thing for me. Isaiah 26:3, thou will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee. And that's the thing. That's the thing. Sometimes our mind, listen, with the success, sometimes that the Most High gives us, sometimes it's a lot. Because he's got a strong hand with his blessings too, and he's got a strong hand with his curses. You know, it's almost like putting a dollar in to the vending machine and you press the button, nothing comes out, but then you tap it and the whole thing just falls out. You're like, dang, I got blessings on. And you think that's gonna happen every time, but it's not, man. Sometimes you get all of that and then your mind goes totally away from the Most High because you got so much success so quickly that you give it all away, and all that work that you did is for naught. That's my biggest fear, that these vlogs that I've been doing here, they're gonna be for naught if I fall away and I fall astray from the path. We're building something here. We have to build here, right? This is AOC Chicago right now on these Friday nights. We need everything that we could get. We need every man, woman, and child. If we do it here, it's a wrap. It's gonna be a wrap. We on the winning team. It's written, but we have a say in that and how it's written. We have a chance to change our destinies every single day that we wake up. All praises to the Most High. Plus, we look better than them in our own clothes, aka suits and ties. You know that's right. Because when we put on that power suit, even their women recognize. And I don't want to dox myself again, but still, would you put that thing on with your little cut, Jake? You know how we get cut. You put that thing on. You put in your little joints, man. You. When that scripture say, "Thou art poor, but thou art rich," you'll be walking around getting paid $15 an hour, but you got your best on, you're sharp, you got your fit on, everything is right. You got that stuff on, right? You got that stuff on, and guess what? The multimillionaire CEOs and all that gonna look at you like, because you richer than them. Truly, truly, you wear it better. If you wear it better, then it means that you're the proper heir. If the shoe fits, it's a match, right? What Cinderella, right? The shoe fit, didn't it? And don't that suit fit? Don't that suit fit? Don't power fit the so-called black man? Mm. Uh-oh. No, but don't power fit the so-called black man? Don't power fit the so-called black woman? They see they play a game though with all our women though. They give her a false pretense of power so she can act and that causes chaos in our community, and they do it on purpose. They gonna pay for that. You gonna pay for playing with our women. You really gonna pay for that, you know. Definitely are. But we're the salt of the earth. That's what Danny's trying to say. We're the salt of the earth. We do it better than you. We did it better than you in Greece. We did it better than you in Rome. You understand? We did it better than you everywhere, man. And you got the ball in your hand, and you really ain't doing nothing. Really ain't doing nothing. The only thing that y'all really made noise in is that AK-47 and the Tesla. That's about all the things that's everything. It's only two things I can think of right now. Shoot. Yeah. Well, what's all we got? We got 120. We got time. Ephesians 5:16. We was on 5:15 the whole time, but 5:16, man. Redeeming the time, redeeming the time because the days are evil, man. You gotta remember, man, our time is important in this truth and in our walk. That's why we can't entertain, throw our pearls to, the swine, so to speak. We don't want to conduct ourselves in unfruitful discussions on the highways and the byways of these internets and these applications. You know, the days are evil, man, and the evil is working. So we got to make sure that we put our energy into something that's worth it. We could take chances and take risks, but just remember, sometimes you go too deep and you get burned, and then the demons that you trying to save someone from is the demons that's on you now. You know, so Acts 19. Sometimes we're not ready. Sometimes we got to sit our behind down and keep learning. Psalms 51:10. Create me, create in me a clean heart, man. Right? What did what you say? What you say again? Well, let's get that again. Oh, I gotta go all the way up. Hey, the water for your participation in the chat. Lovely. Absolutely, man. I love my family. Right here, right here, right here. Revive, renew, and review. That's what we in the business in, man. That's why it's so good to be a so-called black man, woman, and child, Hispanic man, woman, and child, right? Indigenous man here in these Americas, right? Woman and child in the Caribbean and scattered all over the face of the earth. So-called Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, right? People in Belize, people in Guatemala, you know, Panama, Central America, you know, raise up. I salute you. You understand? Let's wipe let's begin a clean slate. Let's wipe the slate clean, right? And let's begin again. It's almost that time. It's spring cleaning. It's spring cleaning. Passover is nigh, right? At the so-called month of April, month of April, on the 11th. It's gonna be a beautiful time. Um, so what it's all about, man. We need these days, family. Not the shoulder and gloat and all that, but just it's like a catapult. Catapults us, gives us that strength to continue on, you know, and carry on to the first fruits and all the way to the tabernacles, you know. What else we got? First Thessalonians, I'll get back to the chat. First Thessalonians 4:12, right? Aspire to live quietly. LeBron James isn't a Hebrew Israelite, so to speak. Maybe he knows, but does anybody know what he do outside of basketball that he don't want you to know? No. He got the same birthday as me, so I know him. Very private person. Nothing leak out. If nothing leak out, that means you got order, right? Attend to your own matters, right? Because you look, the man in the mirror that you're looking at, the woman in the mirror that you're looking at is the one that needs the most work. The one that needs the most work. And if you did work on it and you think that you're good, look again, you got some more to do, right? I'm an ex-football player. There's always work. You can always work on yourself. There's always things that you can work on. Every year, it should be a different thing. And sometimes you're going to have to work. Like, listen, with the murmuring, I got way better this year. Did I still do it a little bit? Yeah. Maybe I can still continue with that until next year, until that's fully out of my system, until that leaven is fully out of my system to where I can continue on and work on something else, you know? that's what I use it for. You know, it says a solemn assembly. So it's a very serious time to reflect, right? But I have fun with the brothers though too. Have a couple laughs, you know, cherish the Most High. Look around and thank the Most High and Yahweh Shai that you're there, that you made it to another one. You unscathed, you got your two arms, you got your 2 feet, you got your head intact. You understand? That's what it's all about. Well, let's get to the chat. Newcomers. Hey, Ashar Shabbat. Ashar Shabbat. Salute, brother. Salute you. It's my good brother right there. I love that brother, man. That's what brotherly love is all about, man. Revelations 2 and 17 in the reads. Let's get it. Yeah, man. But just some verbs. Just some verbs. You know, scriptures is cool. I like the verbs because the verbs are the actions to the scriptures. Maybe you might pick that up when use cautious, cautious. You know, you see your arguments. You want to react quickly? Nah, react slowly. Remember that class, right? That's what we do this for. You know, act as a voice of reason. This in itself is a counsel, right? This in itself is a form of admonishing, is a form of warning, right? Because we may not know each other, but we may know ourselves, and we all know ourselves, and we all know we need work, right? So open rebuke is better than silence. So we just go open rebuke everything that's coming from within us. And if we're all the same people, you know, and we all kind of going through the same things, the message should reach. And it should spread abroad. And by the will of the Most High, it spreads throughout the 4 corners. It's more than capable of. Right. And that's the beautiful thing about this thing, man. This thing really, truly can't be stopped, you know. Let's see here. Yeah. So attend to your own matters. Attend to your own congregation. Attend to your own members, man. They need washing. They need caring. You know, can't go out and dominate the whole world. Right. You come back, you might not have the same house that you left with. Right. You gotta always keep an eye. Always keep an eye on your sheep. Always keep an eye on that fig tree, on that olive tree, on that citrus tree. You know, always keep an eye and tend on it. That's how they grow stronger, right? When you trim everything, you know, changing out the water, right? Watering it on time, not over watering it in the summertime in the early in the morning before the sun really hits. And then when the sun cools off around 8, you hit it again. You got to tend, man. You got to tend. It's work. It's work. It's work. But we're workmen. We're workwomen. Right? That's what we do. In our captivity. That's all we can do is when you in jail, what else you going to do? But get your health right. That's all you got is your health and your hygiene. Right? The way you clean your undergarments and everything. Right? It's all you got in there. You got to take care of it. You got to go back to the basics. We got to go back to the basics. You know, Acts 20 and 35. Hold on. No. That's good. That's good. That's good. There was some more on that, but we'll get that later. Acts 20 and 35. In all things, I have shown you that by working hard in this way, we must help the weak. Sometimes we try to be so strong out here, We scare the weak. Yeah. Sometimes we try to be so strong. I know we're doing battle against the spirits. I know. I know. What happened to empathy? They weak. Sometimes when people are weak, they lash out. Sometimes the weakest people are the loudest too as well. You know? But we're trying to be so strong out here that we're scaring the weak. And the weak think that they're strong because the strong, they look what? They look weak. Discipline defines a man, you know. Once again, I played football. The best football player ever, in my opinion, I think it's just fact, is Lawrence Taylor, the original LT. All right. Um, the thing with him is is that he played with what? Reckless abandonment. And as a man, if you can control your rage and your fire inside of you, you can really be a dangerous weapon. But you gotta have control. If you don't have control over these scriptures, over your mental, over your household, if you're not cleaning annually, man, it can go out of control, man, and you can end up hurting yourself. You can end up stumbling upon something while you wielding that battle axe. You know, you got to be very cautious. You got to move with caution. Sometimes you got to move in silence. It was getting you to think about different ways to go about this thing. You know, I like Batman a lot. I know it ain't Gotham City over here, but some of the clips were shown in New York though. But with Batman though, you don't necessarily know what he's doing in the dark, and he do look like a bad guy. But at the end of the day, in the morning, there's clarity. You know, there may be some confusion, but there's clarity, man. I go on to that, and I go on to say that to say this is it's in this truth, you're not gonna be so cookie cutter. It's not gonna be so clean. We're gonna be coming from different walks of life, and there's gonna be a lot of things that are misunderstood in the way that we present and carry ourselves. But if you know, if first impressions is a thing, you know, we got to make it count. There's babies out here. They're weak mentally. Can't give them a reason. Can't give them a reason to turn their back on the Most High, because that's on our dime. We got to make it presentable. What happened is selling the water. We got to sell the water. How do you sell the water? You don't demand somebody to drink of the water. You just lead them to the area. The water's gonna sell itself. It's that good. It's that good. Your mom's plate at the barbecue is gonna sell itself. It's gonna sell itself. It's that good. You don't gotta tell nobody how good the barbecue chicken is. They gonna see it and know it's good. It's gonna sell itself. But you gotta present it in a way. Maybe you gotta plate it a little bit differently. Maybe you gotta garnish it a little bit differently than the others do. Maybe the others ones is not attractive. Maybe there's no effort in it. Maybe it's a little burnt. Maybe it's a little bit dry. Maybe maybe it's a lot of seasoning on it. But whatever the case may be, man, you know. You're in control of how that plate looks. And that's a beautiful thing that the Yahweh Shai, he lets us do that. Lets us dress it up, man, by the fruits of our spirit. Because we all come in different spirits. Like I said, we all come in different walks of life. And we can style it how we want to style it. We don't have to mimic. Water, like Bruce Lee, right? My style's like water. Water can take on any shape. You got to be versatile in this thing. Wear many different hats. Shout out to Chief Priest Shar. The brother wears many different hats. And I really appreciate that, brother. Really appreciate that, brother. All the work that he's been doing. All the brothers behind the scenes been doing a tremendous job. I want to salute you. You know, because your works aren't forgotten. They mean something. They matter to me. Um, Order and structure matter. Taking orders and following orders, they matter because the children are watching. That's why. And children, they watch when you don't think that they're looking. So we got to be on point. I'm not looking at the chat, so I'll get back to it. Oh, okay. So what we got? Time is it? Oh, 136. Become the water. Okay, let's get it. Now, do I need to Ooh, okay. Do I need to email to join up with AOC? Where you at, brother? Hold on 1 second, bro. I'm gonna get something for you. You could email that right there. Hey, yeah. You can email that one right there. That's my partner out here. Email him. Tell us where you at, where you from. You know, you don't got to be too personal or nothing like that. But just let us know something, man. Reach out. Q&A tomorrow too. Most high willing. But it's the water, brother, for being here. All praises to the Most High. But yeah, we get that up there. Your ambassador, your brothers watch the replay. Get that ticker up on there, man. He'll reach out to you. I can reach out to you too, as well. I dang there might put mine up here too. But yeah, the water, man, because that's how it starts. That's how it starts. But you got to move with caution, like we were talking about. You got to move with caution, and if the spirit is right, if you feel like it's the right thing, then proceed, right? Let's get, the water and all praises to the Most High. Barakatah Yahweh Shah, man. This truth is so good every day. Prune the leaves and do it when the moon is full. Pruning, yeah, because the moon does have that light to grow things too. The potatoes you can grow in the darkness. We're agricultural people, and there's things to learn about agricultural. And one of them is to prune the leaves. And sometimes our leaves need a little pruning, even though we think that we don't need nothing on us, right? And nothing done to us. There's nothing wrong with me, right? But sometimes we need to get a little pruned, right? It's healthy. Please, put it up. Put it up. Living with mother and father and brothers and grandparents and great grandparents and great grandparents. Schools only. Whites were teachers and they played with color people. I hated when they put us together, you know. Honestly, when it comes to learning Spanish, I didn't like that I was in there with the so-called white man woman. They felt like they didn't want to learn nothing other than the English. So I couldn't even get my multicultural on because of the audacity and the arrogance of these so-called white man's children, you know. And I missed out on an opportunity to might go to a Spanish speaking country to bring out this truth because I did Spanish 1 and 2, but I didn't get a lot out of it. Can I sing that Spanish like a Mexican? Yeah, I can, but I gotta practice it. But you know, but that's what happens when we get mixed in. If it was all so-called black men and women in that class, I bet you we would have had fun with it. I bet you there would have probably been so-called Puerto Ricans up in there, so-called, you know, uh, you know, uh, Northern Kingdom on the black side that can speak Spanish. They might have been up in there, and they might have been able to cohort the class and lead the class because they, and make it fun too. But anyway, but that was great. That was great. Yeah, yeah. Take me back. I'll praise put it up. Yeah, God. I got your story on here, but that's what this thing is about, man. It's about personal experiences and just going full circle with this thing. Because yes, you're Deuteronomy 7 and 6, but my guy, the world don't stop. It keeps going, but you got to learn how to use that within this world to navigate. You know, you got to use that. You offer it, especially if they thirsty, but come to water. God, I'm working for that white stone in Revelation 17. I cannot put that whole scripture in. Okay, God. Oh, okay. That jaw's partial. No, it's impartial. No respecter of persons. But you'd have to expound. You'd have to expound on that. Because that has nothing to do with my salvation at all. That has nothing, I got to be honest with you, that has nothing to do with 79th and Ashland. It has nothing to do with that. Pastors have been trying to get young black men in their churches for like 15 years now. That is not going to get them in there. And if that's not going to get them in the Christian church, that's not going to get them up in mine. You know what I'm saying? So we got to change the question, or AKA racist. Oh yeah, he's a racist. Yeah, because he created the races, right? So when you're a creator, as we are creators, right? If I create a red man and I put it on my little counter, I create a yellow man and I put it on the counter, and then I create a green person and I put it on the counter, and I walk away and I come back and they're all together and they're orange, I'm gonna be mad because I didn't want them to mix together. I'm the creator. If I wanted to mix them together, I'm gonna mix them together. But I wanted all of them to be different, you know. And at the end of the day, when I make the brown one, that's my favorite. And I choose the brown one over the red one, over the yellow one, over the blue one, over the purple one. So yes, the Most High is racist. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that because He makes the rules. If you go into my store, and you don't present yourself properly, I can kick you out. You know, does that mean that I'm some type of way? But it goes here and there. But yeah, man. But that's listen, man. Even though he's a racist, he still made all these women of different nations fine. You still have pretty white women. You still have pretty East Indian women. You still have the Most High is not playing. He chose us, but yet he made the so-called white man's woman fine. He's made the so-called East Indian's woman fine. At least some of them. They're not like our woman, but they got something to look at too, man. That's all great and all honorable. and how merciful the Most High is. He chose us. Yes, yes, yes. Let's get context. Let's get time. Let's get context. And this is the last one, because if you had to, we're gonna do that for now on. We're gonna give you one, and we're gonna meditate. Because remember, I live in Chicago. Ooh, what is going on? Hold on. I'm missing it. No, but Deuteronomy 32 and 8, right? He separated the sons of Adam. I got to freestyle it because something's wrong with my screen. But he separated the sons of Adam. Okay, made 18 nations. So of course he's racist. He made the races. He hung up on racist. You're hung up on racist, meaning oppression. You're hung up on racist, meaning oppression. Hold on, let's get this. Oh, let's get this. If I can get it. Oh wait. I gotta. Oh, okay. I got two laptops, so I'm confused. Hold on. Oh, I got you. Let's take it from the top. Let's take it from the top. Most High racist, right? So Deuteronomy 32 and 8. Okay. This isn't to be gloating, showboating. This isn't anything like that. I'm not tooting my horn, pounding my chest, or nothing. Because 2/3 of our people gonna go. Okay. So I'm not gonna be tooting my horn like I'm just high and mighty over nobody. This is not that type of show. Okay. It's not. All right. Because you don't know what I do. I don't know what you do. Okay, and I might not be ready to meet the Most High in person. I might need some work to do, and that's why we on these Friday night evenings to know that everybody's gonna get it. Everybody's gonna get this thing. Okay, so we have to make sure our election is sure. Why you listen? Listen, if you were so listen, the only reason why you might be thinking that is your lineage. So that might be something. But Deuteronomy 32 and 8, and I'm being real respectful. I just, um, over here, you know, you got to be sure, man. You got to be sure. You got to worry about yourself. You got to be worried about who you are, because as you grow in this thing, you might have influence over other people, and if you're responsible over other people and you're leading them astray, man, you spreading gangrene as the scriptures say. You're spreading that gangrene, you're spreading a disease, you know, poisoning us, poisoning our people. But Deuteronomy 32 and 8, when the Most High divided to the nations, so he divided to the nations their inheritance. Their inheritance. So wait. Yes, he's racist. But he gave everybody their own place because he is a creator. When you create something, you are a mastermind, you are an architect. An architect, in terms of race, is different than a police officer in terms of race. Because a police officer, in terms of race, is going to enforce, you know, an architect, in terms of race, is going to allot a lot. Now, we didn't get a lot of resources from this society, but we were allotted something. And it wasn't much, right? In the 1930s, the so-called white man, woman, and child were allotted the projects that we live in now. And further, they were allotted what? The suburbs, the white flight. And they were allotted what? A down payment on a car for nothing, rent that were cheaper. That was a cheaper payment. This is just in Chicago. It's a cheaper payment for a new Cadillac in the car. Okay. This is Levittown. This is subdivisions. This is 2 bathroom, 1 bedroom, a backyard. Everybody's broke. This is the 1930s, and you want to talk about racist, right? This is what we really getting into. We're getting into the history. You got to understand the history. When you understand the history, your blood's gonna boil. You won't bring up racists again, okay? Because the so-called white man perpetuates racism here, okay, in terms of oppression. But that's because he's doing his job. He's doing his job because we don't know who we are, and we still have yet to woke up in mass. And he's still got our foot on our necks. That's why he's trying to bring back segregation. You're late to the class. I brought out segregation and how Trump is bringing that back. Now, is it for the transgender stuff in the bathroom? Sure. But like I said before, these white boys, they open up the door and they don't close it. They don't close it, so we don't know if there's going to be a whites only, coloreds only in the future. I'm not trying to fear monger. I'm just trying to show you how the so-called white man gets down. And like I said before, Deuteronomy 30:8, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So yes, there's other nations of people. Yes, we're the best of all the nations. Who's better than LeBron James at basketball? Or LaMelo Ball? I like LaMelo Ball, right? Who's colder than him? Is Luka? I mean, that could be an argument. Is Luka naturally more gifted than LaMelo Ball? No. Does he have more accolades? Yeah. But who's got more raw natural talent and who could dunk the ball with more veracity? Obviously, it's LaMelo. We're the more physically gifted. You want to get racism again? You want to get racism again? Let's get Genesis. Let's get the racism. Genesis. What am I doing? 25. Oh, let's get it again. Right, right. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25 and 23. This is racist too. And the Most High said unto her, two nations are in thy womb. Two separate nations. Two nations. Two nations are in thy womb. They're not the same people. It said the Most High said unto her, Sarah, that two nations, two separate people are in thy womb. You know, Israel got the thick head, you know, you got to really break it. Two nations in one womb, different people. Con- Context, the point. In one manner of people, so one nation is going to be what? It's going to be stronger than the other people. There's a hint of superiority in this. One nation is going to be superior to the other one. Maybe not by physical strength, material strength. There may be at this point, we don't know what type of strength that these people are going to have. But now that we know it's the covenant and it's the lineage of who we are, the identity that we have is our strength. And that's it on that. I don't want to go too much further. Hopefully I answered your question. I don't want to get too far gone. I try to on Ozzy Badmarsh, I try to do this with all diligence, all sincerity. I'm not trying to, I'm changing, brother. It's scary. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to come across all Christiany and all that type of stuff, but that's just what it is, man. It's just that we're just built better than everybody. And I'm just so glad that out of all these years of being brainwashed, that blonde hair, blue eyes was elite. They can't even see the same color of green that I could see in my eyes. They can't see the same blue sky that I could see out of my eyes. You understand? No, hey. It's all. I just, we get a bad rap, dog. We get a bad rap. I just want to come across, relatable, real, honest, you know, because that's what Chicago's full of, man. We got very relatable, real, raw, honest brothers, man, that got talent. And I'm scouting that talent. And Yahushua scouting that talent. And that's why he's raising brothers up over here, man. It's going to be a beautiful show, man. It's going to be a beautiful ride, man. We're going to put on a beautiful run. And it's not going to be for naught. And it's not going to be for naught. And hopefully you're a part of this thing. Come on. I'm coded. I already know it. Hey, and that's okay because you know what? How many in the 90s they were putting light skinned women against the dark skinned sisters. You had the dark skinned sisters had their head down for years, didn't they? They've been torturing us, tampering with us, messing with us emotionally, physically, psychologically, all these things, man. But it all comes to stop. It all comes to stop. Um, you know, it all comes to stop. Let's see what else we got. I don't want to get too far away. Calm. Let's get into it a little bit more. Proverbs 11 and 14. Where no counsel is, the people fail. Right? And so the structure of this thing is important. How you build this thing from the ground up is very important. How you set that tone within your body, within the people that you meet is very, very important. You gotta have counsel. Got to. Got to. Gotta have counsel, man. Gotta have some brothers on the team with a little bit of grace, man. A little bit of wisdom, at least. Even if they die in it a little bit. Gotta have a couple brothers with some more experience than you in this thing to show you how to operate. I want a brother that's got like 15 years of marriage under his belt in this walk. Whether it worked out or it didn't work out, he can help me try to work it out, and then I can help the next man try to work it out. And then it could be the gift that keeps on giving, but you don't get that without counsel. And counsel is experience. And a lot of times in Israel, what I see just between you and me, there's a lot of Indians running around, but there's not a lot of chiefs. There's a lot of Indians running around, but there's not a lot of chiefs. And that's going to happen. This truth's going to spread like a wildfire. All praises to the Most High. We just got to learn how to stop and gather our harvest. We have to gather the harvest too, when it's ripe. So we got to gather it. We got to count it. We got to see what's blemished, what may be needed to be cast out sometimes, right? You get big pot of fish you caught, right? Sometimes fish might stink a little bit, right? Fish might have something on it. Might have a little McDonald's cup on it. With some slime. Like, you don't want that. Throw it out. All right. You got to examine the catch. You got to examine your catch before you give food poisoning, right? It's life changing. It's life changing when there's structure. Brothers have changed my life, putting on those different hats, putting on that psychology hat, that therapist hat, that fatherly hat, right? I hear brothers all the time talk about Elder Masha and all the elders and how fatherhood was a part of this thing. It wasn't so much as a young man. Listen, I get it. I get it. The multiple wives thing. But, you know, we don't we don't do it for that though. We're doing it to get out of our captivity. Right? We're doing it to get out of our captivity, you know. The only we shouldn't be just in our houses just adding women. You know what I'm saying? Because a man can go past his capacity, you know. But like the general teaches us, you know, like I got a good nature and a bad nature. I got a light side, I got a dark side, I got a funny side, I got a serious side, I got a fatherly side, I got a ratchet side, right? And sometimes women can entertain both of those sides, and I can be complete as a man. But if I'm too green for it, I could fumble the bag, and that's a lot to ask for a young man that's 27, 28, 32, 36. It's a lot, man. That's a lot. So what are you in this for? You want the kingdom, or you want a couple girlfriends? You know, at this point, at this point, we got to scare white people with the culture. At this point, they should be in fear of my children and my women when we walk down the street. At this point, the garment that she has on and the fridges they're in, the veil, the wrap, right? Even with the children, they should be like, man, they got their identity back. No, they should be. Look at what we see today, D. You know, that's how we really gonna scare them. That's how we really gonna scare them, right? But structure. This is a business. Yeah, I know we all come from. I know we all come from different uh, shades of life, you know, all that. But it is a business. It is a business, and there is structure in business. Right? You have mental services. How many of y'all got mental health days? If y'all employer is with it, y'all got mental health days, right? Y'all got days for bereavement. This is you're fighting a corrupt, elitist government with an elitist, racist ideology. So, with the government, they know what they did, though. They know what they did. Okay, when it came to the New Deal with Lyndon B. Johnson, it's supposed to be for everybody. But Levittown said he didn't want no Negroes in his subdivisions. I could pull up videos of everyday regular Americans, which are white. Have you ever read the book America for Americans? It's a KKK book. It's got the Ku Klux Klan on it and everything. When they say Americans, it's code for white people. You gotta understand that, you know. But remember, you have to elevate yourself to like that of a CEO now, right? And when you're on that CEO level, you think of things in demographics now. So it's not about almost individual people, it's about groups of people and how you can control and manipulate and siphon resources. You see, there's different levels to this thing that you call racism. It's very strategic. And it's very basic and surface level just to brush it off as fighting a corrupt elitist government with racist ideology. Did they not kill Malcolm X? Did they not kill Malcolm X though? All right. Didn't they kill Martin Luther King? One was preaching peace, one was preaching revolution. They both had influence. They both died. What are we talking about? Did Malcolm X ever kill the President of the United States? No. Did Malcolm kill the President of the United States? No. So yeah, but that's more, I get where you're coming from, especially in this aspect of your walk. We would have to really go through the history so we can make the blood boil a little bit. We got to make the blood boil a little bit, and we need that sometimes. You need to see the Trail of Tears again. You need to see, the people that were sharecropping again. You need to see the 1900s massacres. You need to see Tulsa again. You need to see our people's profitable towns being drowned under lakes and forgotten. You need to see it. You need to see it all over again. You need to live it all over again because the Most High requires the past. The Most High requires the past. We asked, we marched, we sang, we even got militarized. We did everything but come, thus saith the Most High, thus saith the Holy Bible. And this time they're not going to shut us down. We're owed something, Bad Marsh. We are owed a debt that they have not paid. Owed a debt that's not paid, man. And that's why this don't make no sense. That's why this country can't get right, because there's still guilt and iniquity in this country. And until we confront that, we'll never confront it. It's going to be war before we confront it. There's going to be war before there's peace. That's what it is. And like I said, it's not individual people that we're dealing with. It's a whole nation of people. You might know a few good men of different nations. I do. But we judge according to the nation. But anyway, illusion of inclusion. It is illusion of inclusion. Doesn't mean that you can't have success here, right? But then when you get bit by the vampire, then you think that everybody, and that's where we get. And that's why it says a gift will spoil the heart meaning the mind. And they spoil our women with these high ranking positions. And Negroes like Brandon Johnson, oh, I can't stand that dude. But do you understand what I'm saying? It is an illusion of inclusion. You feel like we're a part of it, but we're being told what to do, man. Anyway, the more we clean our spirit, man, the more powerful we become in captivity. Like how you terrified of me and how are you terrified of me in your own kingdom, man? That's how powerful we'll be when we clean our spirit. Man up. That right there, brother, is probably just the best summary of what we had going on with the 2 hours. You see, we have this right here. He had no ears tonight. I'm gonna be on my football coach tonight. You had no ears tonight. You had no idea what we were saying. You missed the message. You're gonna do 100 up downs, and you're probably gonna throw up. And we're gonna do it in 110-degree heat. You get to relax, drink all the Gatorade and all of that. You're gonna be my starter for this week. Try to do an ESPN highlight because you got it. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. That's how we get down. And that's really how I get down. It's that slim of a margin. It's that slim right here, right? You got those that could get it, but he's still not out of it yet. He's still not out of it yet. I'm not saying he is. I'm just giving an example. I'm not trying to put anybody under the bus. Y'all will probably get the kingdom before my ass anyway. Excuse my French. I'm just here for y'all, man. Since I got a platform. I'm not trying to be sincere and be honest. I'm gonna try to keep it 100. I always keep it 100 with y'all, man. I'm not gonna fail on that aspect. But that's how some of the margins is, man. We want to show ourselves approved, man. We got, brothers get it, man. Terrified. How we move in this kingdom, man, is always terrified them. We can't be two or three in the corner of the streets. We can't be two or three. There's too much power. Talk about racism. We can't even be gathered. Bro, all 13 ran away from the police because we all gathered together on the corner. I'm an Indian Sikh. Oh, Indian Sikh. Okay. Oh no. Brother. My East Indian brother. No. You need to get at them damn Brits. They stole $3 trillion worth of gold from your country. You had the most gold on the planet Earth at that time. Do you know that? I know your history. I know Pakistan and Sri Lanka was one country. I know when that so-called Britain left, he started a race war. He started a religious race war against your people. Got you a caste system that you still can't get out of. It's some BS, man. It's some BS. It's some BS, man. I don't. Nah. We ain't talking about Roots Record. We talking about the so-called white man that stole from your land. And you were talking about racism. You don't know your history, man. I'm more mad for your people than you are. I'm more mad for your people than you are. I had this girl at work. Her name's Aisha. The black girl names, y'all Indian. Why do y'all name y'all girls like these black girl names? It just, I don't know. But bless her soul though, man. She's a good girl, but really naive. But my thing is, she was a Muslim and she celebrated Ramadan. So I asked her, was she Pakistani? Because I know that that's the Muslim side of it, you know. But anyway, I know a lot about this thing, man. You gotta know your history, man. You gotta be on fire for your people, man. Yeah, but y'all want to sell out to them. You got your London. Who was the dude that was the prime minister? Because that's what they do here too. They'll put a Brandon Johnson as mayor, and he'll be black, but he won't be doing black things. You know. I learned jar no partial. Right. Um, I know Indian history much. See, but you ain't see, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Bro, I want to go to war with the so-called white man in the UK right now for what he did to your people. Because that's the same stuff he did to my people. Rape, rob, and murder. Yeah. You have a place and you could live in peace in the nation of Israel. That dude can't, you know. But anyway, but anyway, but that's good though. That's good, Bad Marsh. That's good, Bad Marsh. And you had said no bad talk. We weren't arguing. I know I'm a little bit passionate, but trust me, bro. I'm telling you, we gonna get it though. We gonna get it. We gonna get it. People gonna get their wake up call. People gonna get their wake up call pretty soon. But anyway, we going over. We going over. We going over a little bit. Hey man, Bad Marsh to Water for your participation. It's very brave of you to come on. Did you say? Oh, okay, but on the Pathaya. Okay. I remember here in Cleveland when we was a so-called colored people, we could not go to a bring it out. Bad Marsh, hear this, man. This is our experience, and this is a foremother right here that came before you. Hence the word for. She was before you. talking about this country and all this. She know this country better than you. And what she say? What's the date on that? Y'all good with math and all of that. What's the date on that? I remember here in Cleveland, which is heavily segregated, when we was so-called colored people could not go to a downtown restaurant, man, called the Forum. Oh, okay, I think I remember that. The 1966 riots began because a restaurant would not let blacks in on hold. So, I mean, just because it's not happening anymore doesn't mean that it couldn't happen again, too, as well. So we can't be so naive now in this country. Different nations of people, my so-called East Indians, can't be so naive. Brother Badmarsh, you might be a little light skinned, because them darker skinned Indians, they be giving me the little nigga nod, like, I know, brother, I know. I know. What'd you say? Hold on. Boom! No, but anyway, man, it's too late for me, man. I'm too late. But yo, this is an amazing class. What an amazing group of people. What an amazing night, Badmarsh. All love, man. It's really all love, man. But just watch the replay, watch the passion. You know, the so-called black man, and woman. Um, you know, so-called Puerto Ricans, so-called Dominicans, from the Caribbeans, and all over from South America, North America. Right? We got the keys, man. And when we in charge, when we driving, this world's gonna be okay. You ain't gonna be having to worry about your chemtrails. You ain't gonna be having to worry about random earthquakes. This earth's gonna be in peace and tranquility, you know. And we all gonna be living that life, man, with the black man and woman on top. You know what I'm saying? In that order. Shout out to the Northern Kingdom. Shout out to the Southern Kingdom. Let's close it out. Let's close it out. What you got for me, Mother Bethia? You got an Ecclesiastes? I want to close it out. Oh wait, no, I don't want to do that. Yeah, but please like, subscribe, share the video if you enjoyed it. You know, and hopefully y'all got a little bit of edification. Like I said before, I like to overcompensate, but I mean, I do this in all honesty and sincerity. The reason why I'm in this thing is because I think that black men and women in Chicago are funny ASL and they're brilliant. And they need somebody to tell them that. But I need a stronger foundation. And then this is the strongest foundation, being an ambassador of Christ. Coming with, thus saith the Lord, in the scriptures. And screaming from the top of my lungs that you're better than this. And that you're smarter than this. And that you got the whole world to do that drill. You can get the whole world to put on some fringes, man. The whole world to do Passover. That's how much power that y'all black men have out here in this Midwest, man. And that's from the bottom of my heart. I'm gonna, keep it 100. I don't keep it no other way. I don't keep it 150. I don't keep it 99. I don't keep it 15. I keep it 100. So let us hear. Let us hear it. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High. Keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. Please like and subscribe, just share the video. I really appreciate all of y'all beautiful souls, man, for coming on and rallying for your boy. It's been 3 long years. We're about to make a 4. This is a journey. It's a testament for everybody's faith. This is, you know, hey man, it's different, but but our salvation is gonna be different too. And most high willing, we could all witness that too. And that's what it's all about, man. It's just about pointing out who the problem is. And the problem is the so-called white man, because nothing can get right with him in charge. He's incapable. Okay? And nothing's gonna get right until we get back. And that's what it is. And that's really what it is. The Water Nice class work. I love how y'all repeat my themes, man. Hey man, be blessed, man. Be blessed. You just heard the word of the Most High in its truest form from the zealots in all black. You know, carry that forth in your day to day and let that light shine, man. All right, but that's it, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. Shabbat shalom. Quam, yes, sir. Verbs. Hey. See, I can't even end the class now. Verbs, man. Because remember, with the verbs, with the what I got, let me pull it back up. I don't even need it. Guarded. Be vigilant. You know the brother Yah that want to get that want to come on. He said it. Maybe he was waiting. Maybe he was listening, right? But if you're patient, you use them verbs, right? Cautious about it. You got to be guarded. Remember, you're special, especially if you know that you're Deuteronomy 7:6. You know that Moses is black. You know that you are Israel because of the curses. You're special. Your time is special. You understand? Everything about you is special. So you got to get it right because we don't want you being on Facebook like everybody else, just being a scoffer. That's not doing anybody no good. It's not doing anybody no good over here. And we're not going to be experts with this word, but we can learn some verbs. The verbs are going to reflect the verses in the Old Testament, and that's going to prevent you from sinning. All right. And with that, we got some more. It is about building together. Correct. And then we going to build next Friday evening Shabbat class. Man, I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. Shabbat Shalom. All praise to the Most High.